I know two things.
Yeah.
I know Jared and Jensen are in the house. I know that. I also know they're not taking this stage until you get this crowd to a fever pitch. Go.
All right, guys, this is it. They're about to come out, but they want to see what Jacksonville has. Show them the spirit that we've seen all weekend. Let's rock.
Libby, where are you?
Hell of an entrance, boys.
Hi, guys.
Happy New Year! All right, let's make this official. Jacksonville, Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles.
I'm legitimately out of breath right now.
Yeah. You know, the altitude. It's affecting it. Oh, we're a good 3 or 4 feet above sea level.
I know, it just sucks.
Now you're more.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Woo!
Well, let's hear it for Benedict and Loud Swimming. What?
They love you. They love you.
We love you.
Just Jared.
All right. That's...
So, something cool happened since the last time we saw a lot of you guys. We got picked up for 13. Still waiting here about the back 9, though. Seasons of Supernatural. 22 to 24 seasons of Supernatural. Salt gun!
It's more of an industry joke.
Yeah.
I'm sure that lands on a lot of people.
I'm just winded. I'm trying to catch my breath.
You're like dripping. It's like flop sweat right now.
Anybody have a bathing suit I can put on?
It's just something about a kick drum. Instant hip movements. How's it going, Norton? Hey, good, everybody. I hear there's a game on right now. Is there? Yeah.
Go Falcons.
Are they still?
It's 7-0. Hey, what, don't tell me. I've got it on pause. Well, keep us informed, Mark. Will do. We're going to keep you busy today.
Who's first time? Welcome to the family. It's a wonderful family, as you guys have probably already seen. Thanks for waiting for Sunday for us. Yesterday I got home from work at about 4 a.m. Vancouver time, so 7 a.m. Jacksonville time, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, 7 a.m. on Saturday in Jacksonville. I'm waking up in 24 hours, but I mean, I'm super excited to be here, so I wouldn't be anywhere else. Without further ado, that's me. Without further ado, I'm going to my side to start the questiones.
Somebody had like a towel for him? Is it?
Take it off. Yeah, my shirt.
A Diet Coke commercial.
Why did you do that? When I'm just trying to...
What is that? Where did it come from?
It's a shop towel, keeping me in power.
It smells like cheesehead. I'm not repeating. I'm gonna wear the bib. All right, we'll start over here. How are you?
Hey, I might need that towel because I'm very hungry.
Trust me, you don't want it.
So my question is how's your characters, Sam and Dean, intertwined into your own personal lives?
I married Ruby. And from what I've seen of the pictures of what they're doing today, we spawned 2 little demons.
Mistakes were made. By her.
Oh, he's right. It's been such a big part of my life, obviously, aside from the fact, met one of my best friends, met my wife, met a lot of my dear friends. I get to spend time with an entirely new family, about a dozen times a year, possibly more. Y'all guys. Suffice it to say, it has had an indelible impact on my life. Any of you guys feel the same?
I get to drive a cool car. And it's not easy to drive that car. Case in point, was it 2 days ago? The guy, Tom, he's the guy that stands in for me. We both have stand-ins.
Now they're gonna kill him.
He was a very muddy set. We were working out in the woods, and the car drives in. And so they're setting up the shot, and so Tom was actually driving it in and then reversing it back out. If you don't know how to drive that car, it can be a little tricky, especially in reverse. And so it ended up in the ditch. And because it was so muddy, it took like half the crew to pull it out. Meanwhile, I was not there. I was not on set. I think we were still in hair makeup or something, or doing wherever we were. And I show up on set, and I'm hearing that Tom put the car in the ditch. And my immediate reaction was, what? And I'm like, nobody drives it anymore but me. That's it. It was okay. Nothing got hurt. It was fine. Tom was very embarrassed, but that's something cool that I get to do because of my character. I get to drive a badass car.
Woo!
And then all the stuff that Jared said too. Ditto.
Thank you very much. Here we go.
I'm new to all of
all this awesomeness, but my husband has watched you guys since day one and he let me come.
Awesome!
But, yeah, he's awesome. But anyway, just kind of getting to know everyone. I finished the series. I had to work really hard to get caught up, but I'm wondering how the hell you guys get anything done with the banter that I've seen and the pranks and everything else that you guys put each other through.
We have a crew around us that at certain times during the filming, that this just happened. It happens every day. Jared and I, or Misha, or whoever's there, we'll be talking and laughing and cutting up and joking. And meanwhile, they've already rolled sound, they've slated, the cameras are ready, and literally we have our first AD or our director going, guys, we're rolling, guys, can we just... And right now, our dear friend and one of our favorite new directors now, Nina, is, she just yells action. She's just like, guys, wait, all right, action! Just to get us to shut up and actually perform the scene.
She's back right now, Nina, who we love, did Red Meat, and then she did, what's the other one called? What's it called? Is it the one? What you've been waiting for, what you've been waiting for.
What you've been waiting for.
Yeah, so she did those two. She's doing one right now. And when we were filming yesterday, she told me, because we were messing around on set, myself and the guest star, and she mentioned that she gives speeches at UCLA every now and again, like to young directors, to young writers, to producers. And one of the questions that she got was, like, what do you do? And this was an honest question, so it wasn't like, because she does The Mentalist and NCIS and she did Frequency. I mean, she's done a bunch of different shows now. But they just happened to ask randomly, she's like, what do you do if the actors don't want to play along, or something to that effect? And she said she kind of smiled to herself, thinking about Supernatural, about the scene in the diner. Was that the Hitler episode? Which one is the last one she did?
No, where it went.
There was a phone call scene or something, and we kept on jacking around and messing around, and she's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just cutting the rest of the shots. Let's move on, guys. So she just ended up cutting some shots, and she's like, well, Jensen and Jared aren't going to come back to life, so let's move on. She didn't call us out by name, but she said she was giggling to herself. So,
yeah, needless to say, it is sometimes difficult to get work done, but it's very enjoyable. The struggle is fun. Maybe not so much for Kevin Parks, our first AD, who was essentially responsible for running the set. And he's just I just look over it sometimes when we're just not behaving properly, and he carries his walkie, and he's just literally against the wall going like this.
Probably much like our
It's
one
oddly satisfying for me to see that too. Children, we're just big children. Yeah.
Speaking of big children, we have a big child who had a birthday today, and we're going to sing him happy birthday. It's Cliff's birthday today, so we're going to
Oh, where are we going?
He's hiding.
Happy birthday, dear Cliff. Happy birthday to you.
He's not here, is he? He's not even here. Well, he'll see it on video. There we go. See, we get it done, we get it done. Thanks, guys. Have a really good one.
Seriously, out here. Well,
Go watch the video.
that's what you get.
Hello, boys. First of all, this is my first time.
I thought he walked in, but he didn't.
This is my first time. I had such a blast, so nice finally meeting you guys. I actually have a fun question for you. I've been a long-time fan of the WWE, and I was wondering if you guys were ever crazy enough to join the WWE, what would be your wrestling names and why?
A flying squirrel.
Flying squirrel. And the raging moose. Flying squirrel and the nude moose. Moose the noose.
Yeah, who's the one to fight the naked guy?
There's a great comedian, Rodney Carrington, and he says that whenever he's about to get into a fight, he just takes his clothes off. Because he's like, no one wants to fight a naked guy. He'd basically be undefeated. Moose the noose and the flying squirrel.
Moose the noose. That's it. Yeah.
What now?
Nothing. What would be your name?
Oh God, I wouldn't even last in the ring. Why are you
What is your name?
Brian Gorman. Hang on, let's go with the last name. The Gorminator.
There we go. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Welcome.
Hello.
Oh, hi. This is my first time and I'm like super excited. And, but my question is when is God and Amara coming back?
Well, God was just here a second ago. You didn't see it?
On the show.
That's a good question. Maybe it's season 22. You know, Supernatural does like to bring back our beloved characters and our fan favorites, and so I would never say never, but I'm sure there's a storyline somehow, somewhere that would bring them back. But I don't think there are any definite plans in the near future. But we hear there's some fun storylines coming up, so maybe they'll be able to make an appearance.
I think once or if Lucifer ever gets a real stronghold on the situation, then we're probably going to need some help from above, so to speak. So maybe then. Thank you.
And welcome.
And you're welcome.
Sorry. My question for you guys is, if the writers just gave you an episode to do anything you want, you could kill anyone off or bring anyone back, what would you do?
Sleep. That is a really... I guess we kind of had something like it. But I would love, I think one of the things that we haven't really done on the show, we've had an amazing episode about Baby, but I would love a full-on, like, car chase episode, like Gone in 60 Seconds meets The Getaway, you know what I mean? And I think it's very expensive to shoot, because you have to rent streets and other cars, and stunts are dangerous, but I think it'd be a lot of fun to see just how badass the car can be with the boys in it.
There's been an idea floating around for a number of years now to actually take the show on the road. It would be a logistical nightmare, but to actually like take a small skeleton crew and actually road trip film for a few episodes, I think would be a really, really cool thing and a great experience.
Where would you want to go if we were going to go actually to a place, drive to a place? Where's the first spot you would want to go?
Probably, this is gonna sound weird, but I'd probably like Grand Canyon. Well, because there's nothing that looks like that in Canada. So to really showcase the fact that we're on the road, go to places that can't be faked, which is something like that. I think that would be really cool.
That'd be great. I was gonna say Lawrence. It'd be fun to go to Lawrence. It'd be fun to go there anyways, but yeah, so those two things.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a bunch. Thanks.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Summer, and I was just wondering, the first half of the season, we saw that the boys were kind of opposed to Castiel and Crowley working together. Do you think that's because it's reminiscent of old times? Are they intimidated by, like, the last thing that happened when they were together? The purgatory and the souls and all that?
I think we're weary of anybody working with Crowley. I think we're just kind of weary of him as an individual. And Mark. And Mark. I think most of that stems from just Mark. Yeah, so I think the brothers are always going to be weary of anything that has to do with Crowley or Rowena. And so when they're, essentially their biggest ally is joining forces with one of their nemesis, then that's always reason for concern. So.
Yeah, I echo his sentiment. Thanks, Summer.
Thanks.
So I kind of snuck out and deceived my parents coming here and bought a ticket here. So
you weren't supposed to like be watching the dog or anything, were you? Calling at the door.
No, but I managed to get here and I bought a ticket here and I'm happy I'm here. And I just wanted to know what the funniest moment of season 12 is so far.
On screen or off screen?
Off screen.
Funniest off screen? I have 2 new kids. That's pretty funny.
Congratulations.
There's nothing funny about that. Is there, Norton?
I think we have to think about that.
Score?
Score?
10-0.
The Dirty Birds. Funniest thing that's happened this season. Man.
I'm trying to think of some of the gags that we've had. I think I have a short-term memory loss or something. Let us think about
old.
I will say that when we came back, taking his kids into context, we're always begging for days off and trying to work in as much relaxation and family time as possible. And I started shooting, I think on January maybe 4th, and he didn't have to film until the 11th. And I think it's the first time I ever got a phone call from him saying like, so how's work? Y'all need any help? Y'all need me to come here and do it? He's like, I just gotta get out of here so I can relax. I gotta get to work. So, yeah, hard job. Father of twins.
I don't know what any onset. Again, nothing's.
I'm trying to think. I know
it happens every day. That's the problem. There's always something.
Yeah. There were some funny gags during Nina's episode, during the Hitler episode. Running to the room, it's like kind of Kramer style. There was another boat off between you and Brad Greaser, the escalator people mover. There's some funny stuff. There'll be some funny stuff coming y'all's way.
The whole stuff in the trunk with the grenade launcher. Remember that? None of that was in the script. That's Nina just letting us play. And then she's like, I'm using that, I don't care.
Yeah. It'll be fun times.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I won't tell your parents you snuck out. Promise.
With all the Facebook Living that's going on right now, you might be in trouble. Bye.
So the episode maybe was so brilliant for so many reasons, but I love the humorous bit of we get to see what Cass is doing on his downtime. He's binging on Netflix. So I wonder, what do you imagine either your characters or other characters on the show doing when they actually do have some downtime? How do they relax? What are their hobbies?
Don't answer that, Jensen. I think Sam's probably pretty, I don't want to say boring, but I think he's probably a reader and a documentary watcher. You know, the proverbial intellectual studier, always trying to learn something new.
Buzz the Asian beauties. For days.
It made me laugh. So Busty Asian Beauties, no, it's okay. But Busty Asian Beauties isn't a real magazine, obviously. But they, for some reason...
What?
They were, well, they have to mock up...
The hell have I been reading for 12 years?
Well, that's my point. Is early on, when he had to read Busty Asian Beauties, they would get a fake magazine cover and put it outside of a magazine. The magazine could be Better Homes and Gardens, but they would still be like pornographic magazines. And so, in between cut, like in action, all the grips are like grabbing the magazines, like, those are props, guys, like everybody's like turning the magazines around. And then I think we had a scene one time where there was like a child actor because her father passed away or something, and Dean finds Busty Asian Beauties. Long story short, like the porno bag was still there on set when we're talking like a 12-year-old. Like, oh, what is, oh my God! So they've since changed, and now it's like, you know, Better Homes and Gardens. Yeah.
Alright, where are we?
Hi guys.
Hi.
So my question is for Jared, because
Even after that answer? Even after that answer? Sorry, go ahead.
yesterday Misha was telling us the story about how you introduced West to sugar for the first time. I just really wanted to know your side of that story.
My side of the story is I didn't yet have kids, so I didn't realize how horrific it was, but we were in Italy, and West is there, and we're all kind of chatting, and something occurred to me. I was like, you know, when I was a kid, I used to love eating sugar packets. I didn't really know how to play with the 2-year-olds yet, so I was like, how about a sugar packet? And so it was pretty...
Cut to West just sitting there and his eyeballs are vibrating.
Running around in circles. I vaguely remember, like, you know how people and like couples, they have unspoken language. Like if my wife were looking at me and like, then I know it means like something's going on, I've got to take care of the kids or something. I remember glancing over when Vicky and Misha didn't realize what happened, and Vicky was like this to Misha, not even like trying to hide it, but like, Misha, like, that's your buddy, dude. Tell him to stop feeding our 2-year-old sugar packets. Yeah. And West is like, I think up until that day, he had like kale and, you know, dried coconut or something. I doubt the child had ever had, you know, an ounce of anything now for him. Here comes Uncle Jared.
Here's some sugar and a side of gluten. Mix them together, it's fun.
Put it in this glass of wine. What did Misha say?
You said that you were basically a monster for doing it.
Yeah. I did it again many years later at a convention, actually. Someone gave me a giant, like 6-pound gummy. That gummy there. Oh, okay, you should take a picture of it, right? Like, yeah. Misha said again. Wes was like, he looks over and Wes and I are eating opposite ends of this giant gummy bear. Yeah, that was bad. That was, even I was like, I've got 200 pounds on the kid, so God knows I hit his little system. Yeah, good times. He hasn't. The problem is that he is entitled to retribution, and he hasn't enacted it yet. But at some point in time, I'm going to be out at dinner with him, and the kids are going to be there, and I'm going to look over, and he's going to have like pixie sticks and fun dip.
No, Misha will have acid.
Misha's going to be tying a little rubber band around there.
Honey, where's Tom? Tom? Tom!
Yeah, that does have me worried. I'll try not to think about it though. Thank you very much.
So since the Cowboys aren't going to the Super Bowl,
What?
who's your picks for that's going to win today, and then who do you think is going to the Super Bowl? And do you guys ever bet on it?
Anyone but the Patriots. Where's Jen?
Damn you.
Jensen.
16-0.
Really? That's why he's not moving. I just saw it. I know how we felt. You know what? It looks like it's going to be Falcons. I will say though, there's part of that like because not only because the Packers beat us, we look better if the Packers now win out because you're like, well, we lost to the champions. But also I like that they're not run by like some megalomaniacal billionaire type.
Woo!
I'm a bit anti-dynasty, so I probably don't want the Patriots to win. I'm not going to say I'm a Steelers fan, though there's one sitting on stage. But I don't know. Plead the fifth. I guess Atlanta, just to see some new blood. Give somebody else a chance. It's a new year. Yeah. Atlanta, thank you.
We're going with Cowboys. I think some way they're going to find a way to get back into the mix. And go all the way. Hi.
Hi. I have a question for the both of you. Of your personal life and your professional life, what is your proudest achievement? I'm glad I told her the question. I'm speaking, but
I still missed it. So,
of your personal and professional life, what is your proudest achievement?
oh, I got it. I think I said, what's your past achievement? I was like, I don't know. Proudest has got to be kids. Proudest and personal has to be my wife and kids. Professional in this is going to sound like I'm sucking up to y'all or something, but my favorite, if Supernatural won the Emmy and the Golden Globe for Best TV Show, that wouldn't be my proudest professional achievement. My proudest professional achievement is honestly being a part of something that's so much bigger than I am. Like it feels like if you were building a business and the business took on a life of its own and it's benefited so many people, and there's no way to really quantify that. Like we talked earlier, like it wasn't necessarily the cover of a magazine, or the amount of episodes per se, or a certain episode, or a People's Choice, or Teen Choice, or whatever. It's more all of it, which I know is not really an acceptable answer, but being a part of something that has inspired people to be better people, to do better for themselves, to share, to work for charities, to help raise awareness for different causes. That's been my proudest professional achievement. And I think it's still going on. It's still going on.
Also, I wanted to tell you the haircut looks awesome.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I didn't realize this. He came to work the other day or something, and I was looking at him and I was like, it was like looking at Bizarro Jensen or something. Like Demon Jensen, Demon Dean, and I was like, what's going on with you, man? Did you get a nose job or like, what's it like? Why are you different? And then he reaches up and takes his hair, which was this way, and pushes it back the other way. I was like, oh, Jensen. I didn't realize, I was like, you look weird, man. He goes, I was like, oh, your hair was parted the other way.
I just left. Yeah, one of these days, I'm just gonna do an episode. Y'all are gonna be like, what's wrong with him? Something's different. He's changed.
In the very last scene, you just come back the other way. It's like I still want to make whoever did. There's that picture. It was online, and I guess it was made during season 8 because it's like the 8 different hairstyles of Sam Winchester, and they're true and outrageously different, and then it's like the 8 different hairstyles of Dean Winchester.
They're all the same.
When you find what works, stick with it.
Hi, we were just talking about the campaigns and charity work, and I know it's important to all of us fans, what you guys do as actors. I was wondering if the next couple of years you had any big ideas you were thinking about moving forward.
Campaign and charity?
Yeah, the campaigns and charities that you do.
Yeah, the short answer is no. Well, I mean, because it's for me, and I know it's never, and I'm sure it's true for Ackles as well, it's never, I've tried as much as possible to keep it organic. You know, when something hits that has meant a lot to me, like the I Am Enough bit, was literally something I was working on with my therapist, and I'm proud to say it. And it's something that really means something to me. It felt like, oh, this is really amazing to me. I'd love to share this and help it maybe be amazing for other people. So nothing specifically planned. I mean, just keep on spreading love and acceptance, and especially in this, you know, whichever side of the political spectrum you fall on, I feel like now more than ever, it's really important to spread love and acceptance and friendship. And so just kind of keeping that mindset, see where the chips fall.
I tend to be a little bit more genetically modified. Thanks.
Don't laugh at him. He's going to do it again now.
I'll keep going. I got a whole lineup. So, that's it. I'll leave it at that. I just follow his lead. Hey, Ackles, you want to do another campaign? All right. Misha comes up. Hey, Jensen, want to do another campaign? Okay, what are we doing? Well, it's this love shirt. No thanks. Hear me out? No. There you go. That's all. Thanks
very much.
I know.
raised in the Midwest, and it's always exciting on the episodes to see the towns and the states of where they're taking place. And I'm just wondering how those are chosen, if you have any input or any stories about the locations.
My best guess, and I don't know how they're chosen, unless it's very obvious lore to a city or a region. My best guess of how they're chosen is that one of the writers is from there or has a friend that's from there. I know that they use, you know, it's like Nurse Rosie DeBrickashaw. You're like, what kind of name is? I'm just gonna say Rosie Diaz. Into a phone call like it's Rosie DeBrickashaw. It was Eric's first grade teacher that he really likes. She wanted a character with her name on it, so I know they use like their friends' names as people's names. That we go, the victim was this, or you know, on all the. If you come to one of our sets, like a police precinct or something like that, all the pictures of the wanted posters and all the names are the names of our crew and pictures of our crew. So like there'll be pictures of Jim Michaels, and it'll be like, you know, Jerry Wannick, wanted for drunken driver, you know. So they just use kind of towns that they like, or if they want to write something about a murder in the woods, they're not going to choose Phoenix, you know. So kind of whatever's organic. Again, not genetically modified.
I also think they do a lot of research, and if they come across any specific kind of stories or lore that has taken place in a specific town, then we'll certainly use that. But I think, yeah, if it's a random town, then they generally use something that they have some sort of tie to. So we never get a say in that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My question is about the character Mary being brought back. Will that bring up the old feelings for Dean, the resentment he has towards Sam, because he feels like if it wasn't for Sam, he would have his parents?
Thanks a lot.
I never looked at it that way.
Again, thanks a lot.
I don't even know you anymore.
Here.
Change. Yeah, you know, I don't know that it's going to go to that layer. I think Dean is still trying to work out just how to behave around Mom and how to accept this relationship that's been absent for so long and really never really had a solid relationship. I mean, the ideas about his mother are really just ideas that he had kind of growing up, and that he kind of clung to this idea of what a mom would be and should be. And of course, as we find out, she's not quite that kind of a mother. And so I think Dean is still, I think he's still trying to unravel that before he gets to the blaming his brother for everything part. But he'll get there.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Hi.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. My name is Michelle, and this is my first time here.
Welcome.
Hi. My question is, I asked this of Misha yesterday, and it has to do with good habits and bad habits that both of you have, and what you would like to see your children grow up with, good, out of aspects for both of you, and also what bad habits you hope they never get.
Well, I hope they never act. Good habits and bad habits. I am a firm believer, almost universally, that your best quality is your worst quality. And I'll explain. I think one of my best habits is I'm a really hard worker. I'm very motivated, I'm very dedicated. You have to look to know what he's doing. Even working out to a degree, but it did get to a place where I became such a perfectionist that, and he'll vouch because, you know, we had seasons where we were living in the same house, and he was like, he was living downstairs, I was upstairs. He's like, why is there banging on the floor at 3 a.m.? He stayed up till like 1 at a restaurant or whatever, and I'd be up working out. Like it was useless. It was like this weird drive to perfectionism that bit me in the ass all the time. Even to some degree, any sort of work, you know, like going home and I'll still go home and read my script. You know, even if my kids are there, I won't like ignore them by any means, but I'll still kind of be flipping through my script. And Jen will be like, baby, we have to leave tomorrow. I'm like, of course, Jesus, I can read this tomorrow, and like just remind me to not work so friggin' hard that it takes time away. So I hope they find a nice balance between being grateful for the ability to work, but not so driven that you end up kind of pushing away things that you might not have other opportunities to re-experience, you know, like your children growing up or whatever the situation is. So that's what comes to my head.
I'd say one thing I hope they don't get from me is my procrastination skills are amazing.
But you said you were going to stop tomorrow.
I'll get to it. And one thing I hope I do teach them, or that they do get from me, is, and that I pride myself on, is respect for others. I think that's something that, you know, we all can implement in our lives as much as we can, and it's something that I pride myself on, and it's certainly something I want to pass along to the little ones.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Karen. I've watched you all through my daughter for the last 10 years. And I'm wondering, when you all started, you were young men, and now you're even a little more mature.
Finish that sentence.
And you've been exposed to various myths and religion facets. How has your exposure to that affected your spiritual thinking in the world? And you've experienced the miracle of childbirth with your family, so you have to have that inner light or energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. A question or an answer occurred to me. I think a lot of what's for Supernatural in my life, I feel like people have different acting styles. They have, you know, I'm going to read the lines and pretend, and if my character's sad, I'm going to listen to sad music and put on my sad face. If my character's happy, I'm going to listen to peppy something and think of something that makes me happy. I really try to understand both Sam, and I try to understand, and maybe that was just me as a human being, and now I have an opportunity to do it, and who knows who was the chicken, who was the egg. But in meeting other people, even fictional characters on the show, and seeking and hoping to understand those other people, I've learned that there are a lot of different people fighting their own battles, you know, and having their own beliefs. And I'm trying to take a long view of life, I suppose, and there's some very obvious wrongs, you know, don't kill somebody, don't lie, cheat, hurt senselessly, fraud. But beyond that, just because you're different than I am doesn't mean you're right or wrong or good or bad, or that I'm right or wrong or good or bad. I've tried to seek understanding. And I guess that's kind of my spirituality. We're all working for something, and we all believe in something. Even if you're an atheist, you believe there's nothing, but what are you working for? You're working for a common good of people, a common kindness, just interaction person to person. So I just try to, I guess my spirituality has changed. And who knows if it was just purely a byproduct of Supernatural, but I've really sought to understand other people more than maybe I did before.
I would just simply say that yes, growing up, experiencing the life that I've experienced, and especially experiencing childbirth and having children, has certainly strengthened my spirituality. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Mental health awareness and stuff. My question is, what are your favorite lines that your characters said on the show?
I lost my shoe. And one of the reasons I love it is...
What shoe was it?
Right. Whoa!
You got that wrong when we were in LA.
There was has anybody ever seen the shoe, what it looked like? It was just a Puma, but on the bottom they had bolted in basically like a super thick staple, which wasn't a staple, I guess it was just iron that had been around, and they had bolted it in on the other side, so I could actually feel, not the points by any means, but the two caps, I could feel them in the shoe, and they had done it because they wanted me to actually lose my shoe, and so they cut the grate in such a way that when I was getting the gum off, what I was actually doing was catching that giant upside down staple onto the grate that they wanted me to catch it on, and it was hooking in, dropping it in. It was a super uncomfortable shoe because they had to screw it in. What's funny about I lost my shoe is it's not necessarily a remarkable line by any means, but it's become like a funny thing that makes me remember that we've been doing this for a long, long time.
I've got a...
You're bossy and short.
Dean's gotten some pretty good lines, you know, from pie to pudding to anything with a P.
Supernatural trivia. Pudding was my line. And on the day of, we were like, that's a Dean line. And so we just changed it. We didn't call an ass, we didn't do anything. We were just like, that's a Dean line. Like, but it was Sam, like the script has Sam. Pudding!
I will say that one of my favorite lines, it never made the cut. There's a little fun fact for you. I may have told some of you this, but in last year, the episode Baby, when Dean was in the fight in the backseat of the car with the two bad people, and Dean shoves all the coins into the sheriff's mouth. I added a line there, and I was so happy that they didn't use it. But it was full a la Harrison Ford in Air Force One. I grabbed his face and I go, "Get out of my car." And they didn't use it.
What were yours? What were your favorites?
One of mine is probably, so what do you say we kill some evil sons of bitches and raise a little hell?
Also one of my favorites. That was scary.
What kind of house doesn't have sodium? What kind of salt? No sodium freaks? Wait, unicorns aren't real?
All right.
I think that means it's the last question, doesn't it? No more. It's the last.
Ladies and gents, husband and family, say hi to Kathleen. Kathleen, we love your shirt and your pants. They're not quite
And your socks.
brick pants.
And your shoes.
I like them all. Where are you from?
Toronto.
Toronto. Nice. Got a northerner in the house. And what is your question?
What was it like to film the scene where Stan and Dean and Jackson were fighting Lucifer in the cage?
Where we find Lucifer in the cage?
Where you were fighting him in the cage?
Oh, fighting him in the cage. That was actually...
I can honestly say it was one of the scariest moments I've ever had on the set of Supernatural. And let me explain why. Mark Pellegrino is a trained fighter. So when I'm supposed to come up, when I come up behind him and I hit him, and he just turns around, he loaded up like a professional boxer would. And Mark also has incredible precision. So his full speed punches, I'm not kidding, were coming this close. So like, the hair's on my nose. And I don't have any hair on my nose.
Not anymore.
No. And I just remember, and I mean, we've had hundreds of fights on this show, on this series. He just looked at me and just goes, and I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. That was not Dean. That was Jensen crapping his pants.
There's a slight, all of the angles of him hitting any of us, whether it's Misha or Jensen or me, there's a slight, we're looking tough, and then it's like, it's a little bit like, it's gonna hit me this, oh, I gotta hit back. That was one of those that
I would never want to seriously be on the receiving end of one of those punches ever. It's
not even jokingly.
No.
That it was a really, really physical scene. We knew it was going to be, what, 20 seconds?
Oh.
It was like a day and a half of shooting.
Also,
we were in a metal cage.
It was a grate, it was a metal grate on the floor, and at one point, I dove for you.
Yeah. Oh.
That didn't feel good. Like, just, it was grating.
It was one of the few scenes that was in the gym. It was one of the few scenes in Supernatural history that legitimately hurt. I can't take them anywhere. But yes, but the scene was great.
Thank you.
Kathleen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathleen. Before we let you go, it occurs to us, Supernatural is a family, and one of our family members celebrate a birthday. It's literally Cliff Costerman, everybody.
Just pretend it didn't happen.
We're bringing out a cake now. Now better. All right, ladies, bring it out. Cliff Costerman is 21. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uncle Cliffy. Happy birthday to you. Benedict, you rascal. I'm only sorry your brother Turd is not here to celebrate with you. Ladies and gentlemen. Are you going to try again, Cliff? No, I'm not. Oh, for God's sake. Somebody gets cranky his special day. And it's Uncle Cliff. Jacksonville, Florida. We can do this all day, but we're not going to. Look how many wishes you get. Apparently it's infinite. Ladies and gentlemen, Padalecki, Jensen Ackles, and JaxCon.
Just another heart you risk. I wasn't thinking with our love so shitty. But I'm gonna hold on the rest of my days. I'm gonna hold to walk alone and always see you through. Thank you.